Hi, I'm Miss Megann the MILF. I'm about to do my Perso Suite with High Thoughts TV. Stay tuned. Ooh wee! My name is Miss Megann. I grew up in Jersey Village, Texas, from Houston. My parents were business owners, hardworking, people, family oriented. I had a great, growing up, childhood, junior high, high school. We played in the streets. We had good times. We had slumber parties. So I think that in my adult years, I was able to really appreciate that, being able to enjoy my childhood and not have to stress about, what a lot of people have to stress about today as children. That kind of shaped me into who I am today, just being able to know that, it is possible to live a good life, and it's really all just in your mind frame. I actually was in the apartment industry for 15 years. So prior to the music industry, I was known for finding people homes. It was when I believe now he's a video film director, but back then, like 13 years ago, he was the graphics guru, and his name's Orbit. He goes by Orbit Did It. And I rented him an apartment, him and an artist named Poonie. And from there, Orbit introduced me to Go DJ High C. And once I met DJ High C and I saw his vision, just as soon as I walked into the Go DJ office, like I felt the realness of everything, but I also saw that he was one person trying to take on the world almost, real quick. So with all the great DJs that he had, I came in the situation and organized and structured it. So so that was like my first experience in the industry. With that being said, my love for the music business, it wasn't because I, loved music. It was just because I loved the business of it. From there, I was able to help LAD DJs, which was June James and DJ Allo. And from there is where I met the Sauce. Being with the DJs, we, High C and I met every Monday. Every Monday we met with the DJs, and we would have artists come there. So it was for the DJs to exchange music, and it was, a time for us to, just answer questions. Like I said, exchange music, and then have the new artists come and, perform in front of us, or just meet the DJs. So I've always been a fan of making sure DJs and artists know each other or respect each other. After that, I started doing mixers myself and just carrying on that role of keeping the DJs important, respect the DJs. I had probably like 10 different people coming to me, like calling me, asking me when I was going to bring the Sauce Twins to a mixer. And I had never heard of the Sauce Twins. I had no idea who they were. So after like the 10th time, I figured out, okay, well, let me get them. So I booked them for my mixer. I had it at Mike's Tattoo. I forgot what it's called, but I think it was called Mike's Tattooing. Who's a tattoo place off of Richmond. And I did the mixer there. And I remember when they came, Sauce Walka told me he was going to rock my world, like, ooh-wee, to the 20th degree. It was definitely Sauce Mania, had just came out. And I had something on it, a paper or a poster or something, and I had asked the twins to sign it. And, Sauce Walka was like, "You're the first person that asked me for an autograph, right?" And so when they left that night, they left me in awe. I was like, who are these guys? There's just something about them. So I just started watching them on Instagram, and I saw they were pretty wild, you know. But so I reached out to Sauce Walka about 3 times. Finally, we met up, and we met up at RMG Studio. Rest in peace, Peanut, with RMG. He provided a beautiful studio for the guys to really that's where we recorded in Sauce We Trust. But that first day, when I went and met with Walk, we talked for probably 7 hours, and I went home and got a phone call that he had got pulled over leaving the studio. So could I go bail him out of jail? So, I mean, I started this situation all in, you know. Like I said, I had no idea, you know, who they were, what they were about, but, you know, I learned quickly that Sauce Walka was a powerhouse. I was just able to, I believe, be that stable person in his life at that time, and was able, you know, here him and I are going to these studios and he's getting features. And when I tell you these Houston artists were paying thousands of dollars before the diamonds, they were. So that was just amazing to me, you know. So with that being said, we started traveling. We went to Atlanta. We went to Atlanta, and the radio station down there had their big summer fest, and they were asked to come perform. That weekend, we shot a video with K-Camp. We recorded with Migos. I mean, just everything, you know. That was our first big trip, you know, having to book flights, book an Airbnb, get a rental, you know. So I just started creating my job. You know, no one said, hey, this is what you have to do. This is what you need to do. I just figured it out. So from there, I mean, we just kept going. I just assisted him along the way. I believe Walk probably picked up patience, kind of learning to be a little more patient, because I'm definitely patient. But just kind of, you know, just not having to be so uptight or so, you know, I don't know. I picked up from him. You know what? He taught me my value. He taught me my value, definitely, that that they need to pay. You know, people need to pay for your, you know, you're worth it. This, you know, blah. And I'm like, okay. And that's really how I created my company. I Assist in the beginning was, you know, just being able to show these people what I could do from my relationships that I built, like working with the Go DJs. So when I did work with the twins in the beginning, I ran them through the online radio stations, GMT, Core, I think Hip Hop Weekly. We did an article, just different stuff like that that is very necessary for the independent artists, for the underground artists, you know. So with that, you know, I just started creating my company, like I said, and Walk, after he put out some you know, albums, and then he took a little break, and while he took his break from rapping, I was, you know, working, doing my thing, building the you know, the studio at the Enclave. Was able to, you know, bring I was able to, you know, that was a success. I was able to build it, you know, not build it literally, but, you know, have the people, you know, just having them come to it. So while he was, you know, off doing his thing, I was creating my own way, my own income. You know, it's been 6 years since I've been back to corporate. I've never been back to corporate America. Once I started working with Sauce Walka, I've been an entrepreneur, business owner. Well, you really touched a spot in me, because I don't have to look at the news to experience it. I experience it. I have experienced very similar things with Sauce Walka. Just recently, we were in Dallas, and we were at the Galleria Mall He went shopping. After he shopped, the store wanted to take pictures, so he wanted to take pictures on his Bentley. So when he went outside to the valet to get his Bentley, or, to take the pictures, he, of course, was, standing on his hood, right? It was his car. So, so it was really crazy because the manager of a restaurant that's connected right there came running out and yelling at the valet crew saying, you let these hoodlums on my customer's car. It went deeper than that, but I have had to experience the police, NYPD. We were in New York for 3 months. We had to walk. We were, pulled over one time and they took $60,000 of his cash. He went to jail. He got out the next day, but then we had to start the paper trail of getting the money back. That was quite an experience, but it was something I had to handle. Then to experience that the actual officers kept 10,000 of it, and there's really nothing you can do. It's just your word against theirs. So, I could go on. You just wouldn't believe, how, I'm sure you can believe, but it's real. Like racism, prejudice, people just, profiling, us, how we look. All that's very, very real. So on a day like today, I am Caucasian, but my children are African American. I have a grandson that's African American. So, when I stand up for a walk, I'm standing up for, my family too. Well, Sauce Walka works his butt off. Everything he does is planned out. Every diamond is planned out. Every car is planned out. Every situation. So when I first met him, he said, I need 3 things: graphics, diamonds, and videos. Graphics, diamonds, and videos. And I was like, okay. And sure enough, we had graphics, diamonds, and videos. Every song, every video, he kept a pattern. He was consistent. He is a movement. He is a great leader, and that's what takes, someone to be a star, or someone to be to the top, to be able to lead. Okay, so the face tat, ooh wee. So we were in New York, and Black Ink. Y'all ever heard of the Black Ink crew? Okay, there's a guy named Scorp, and he came to one of our Airbnbs, and he did Walk's leg, and so I was, it's my day to get mine. Well, I was getting the 3 drip emojis, the blue, like on top of my foot, very simple. And probably about an hour or 2 before my session, I don't know, all of a sudden in my mind, I was like, I'm going to get the face tat. There's not a soul that told me to get it, asked me to get it, nothing. Nobody expected that of Miss Megann, right? So, I went ahead and, I asked Walk, hey, do you mind if I get the face tat? He's like, no. But so shortly after that, I went up to the room to start the process, and Walk came in there after that, a little bit after, and he was like, hey, if she's getting the face tat, just don't make it so big. Scorp was like, I got you. But what I'm worried about is her family. That's what Scorp said. After the tat was over, and everybody was just really in shock. But yeah, so I got the face tat. But that just really shows, like, I really believe in his, not in him, but in the overall situation. I believe in me still being around for a reason. It was probably a 6-day period that I thought about the OnlyFans situation. Didn't really know what exactly, but I just felt like it was something that I could do relating to me being in the industry. And with that, I went to Sauce Walka, and from there we just rolled out our plan. The MILF, I believe, it just kind of makes sense in a way. I've been in the industry for so long now, and I have, I feel like I have, the younger generation's attention, being the females and the males. But for me, I mean, I know a MILF it kind of goes along, I feel like, with the whole scenario. At the end of the day, I'm for women power. I'm for, women to, work hard and not have to sleep their way up or not have to do favors to get where they're at, But not that that's the meaning of a MILF, but the meaning is a strong woman, just, I don't know, just put some sauce into it as, I think Walk was like, oh, okay, SMILF. I think it was time for me to change it up a little. I'm still Miss Megann. I still, have all my platforms and more. I still want to, work with independent artists or record labels. But, my time now that Sauce Walka has, signed all his TSF artists, they're all in contracts. They're, they're signed to a distribution company. So, we have so much work within ourselves that we, have to roll out as well. But yeah, I'm still me. Well, I will say that social media wise, I've had over 4 million impressions, 20 over like almost 20,000 followers, that followed me. And my OnlyFans account is really, doing numbers. So with that being said, I have a new task that I have to take to accomplish each day or each week, and new terms for me are content, filming, and kind of stuff like that. So me just being able to adjust my schedule to do me is what I'm having to really stick to, and then of course still just kind of depends on what we have going on with the sauce. Like everything is still so new. This past week, we shot a video with YFN Lucci. He came to our spot. We shut the streets down at 3 a.m. I mean, it's just unbelievable the power that Sauce Walka has. HBD came. They were like, hey, we're fans. You can do this. 3 a.m, okay? I was like, oh, God, thank you. Because, usually it's Miss Megann having to say, oh, please, don't take us all to jail. We don't have anything. But... so it worked in our favor. It's not, I mean, I'm having to transition. I'm having to adjust. I have a team, Happy Boots, Boss, Paradise, I have a team that's really helping me too. And that's what it's all about as well. Like, nobody could be anywhere without a team. Okay, so, well, that's a great question. You must subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Content, yeah, I have more revealing of Miss Megann, but I also plan on having content of me assisting Sancho and Walk, because it's very interesting. It's worth it. Yeah. It's worth it. You would sit down and eat popcorn and drink a soda and watch it. This is an honest story. I was at Walk's house, and I had just came back from the store, and a couple of the guys were outside, and they were like, where's Walk? And I thought he was still asleep. So about 5 minutes later, here comes Walk, Sauce Walka in his Rolls Royce convertible, just bopping down his little street where he lives. And here he comes, right? So every now and then he'll just go, but normally, we're always with him. So he gets out of the car, and, he was just like, well, I just ruined BeatKing's career. I didn't even know BeatKing had even made the post about me. Yeah. That's how I found out. So you have to understand, though, with BeatKing, he was on Facebook, and he had screenshotted. I mean, he subscribed clearly because he had my pictures, and he put them on Facebook too. You know, so it wasn't the camel toe picture where he was going to use as his album. He was actually went on the fans page and screenshotted those pictures, and it was just everybody was shocked. I think the whole world was shocked. So anyway, when he said that, he said he took it down because of them. Then my thing is, why did you repost it? So I just, and then he and I will say that BeatKing, he came back, just saying, no disrespect to Miss Megann and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, you were trying to be funny, and that's what wasn't gonna happen. Walk went hard on him.
Alert from AOS Alert Manager.
Whoa. Shut up before I get on your
ass. Fire your ass up. BeatKing came back. I don't think he really came back. He came back with trying to, FaceTime Walk. So, but Walk, I mean, if you read the next post that he made, he said, I'm done with you, BeatKing. Now I'm on to the DJs. He caught some of the DJs making non-subliminal posts about the situation, but not tagging me or something, So, and people just assumed that it was, I don't know, I guess because it was OnlyFans and whatever, but but who is anybody to judge any of us? Nobody, especially in social media. Well, let me tell you, them sideways DMs were coming in before the OnlyFans, okay? Period. So like in my messages and OnlyFans too, like, so yeah, my DMs have always been off the chain, but now they're, of course, but they're still there. Then I have my OnlyFans, and my OnlyFans messages are a little different because you don't know exactly who you're dealing with, but they're, Miss Megann, I've had a crush on you forever. I've waited, honestly, just over and over, or they were excited, like so I would say my DMs have always been popping. It's just I'm not popping. I was a judge at a showcase, and I had an artist come introduce himself to me, and small talk. And when I got home that night, he DM'd me, and it was a picture of him being like, like just, he was naked. He was like, I'm so happy I met you tonight, right? So in his mind, and this happens too, if they're not the older OGs and it's the younger guys, and the younger guys think, I can go smash Miss Megann. I'm going to, turn her world around by doing this. And, now she's going to work with me, and, I'm going to be rich, and I'm going to be Sauce Walka and all this, We should go through some of them. But I just started screenshotting. I was putting them on my Insta story. So I'm thinking, golly, these guys really think it. So take it back to my DM. So he was insinuating basically, hey, if I wanted to, he would, be my little sugar daddy or whatever he was going to be. So I politely screenshotted it and I posted it on my main page, and I went to sleep. Right? Because this all happened when I got home that night from the showcase, and I went to sleep. And when I woke up, man, I had a lot of messages. But when I woke up, it was taken down, of course. But I had put I think I put a banana over it or something, over the part. But anyway, it was still taken down. And my penalty from Instagram was I couldn't go live for like 60 days. But tons and tons of messages. Subscribe. Miss Megann the MILF on OnlyFans and on Instagram. Don't hate, congratulate. And it's something I like to be, I would like for people to really say and mean is be bold, be you, and be beautiful. There's not very many females in the industry or in the entertainment industry that are, approachable or people can relate to. So with that being said, I just want people to know, like, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be a business owner, but you definitely have to grind and you have to be consistent with it. And if you don't believe in yourself, then it's probably not your time right now, you know. But not saying that it won't be your time ever, but you know, timing is a big thing for everything. So you can follow me on social media, really Instagram. My Miss Megann is MISS 4_ MEGANN. And then my Miss Megann the MILF on Instagram is MISS MEGANN THEMILF. And the OnlyFans, the link is in both of my Instagrams. You can click the link, Miss Megann the MILF. You can search me and find me. Appreciate High Thoughts for, you know, coming out and taking the time. Yeah. Friday night, y'all came out here to interview me, and, you know, I really appreciate it. I'm telling you, $20 for a package of that. Right there? Yeah, that. That's $20. I went to like 8 stores. Not 5. 20. And then, you know, with the backwoods, out of those 5, only 3 work.